Hello folks, my name is John Follis, and today I'm going to be doing a Let's Play of Troopinum. Now, I've already done a Let's Play of Troopinum version 2 earlier, a while ago, so you can look through my channel and search for, in the videos tab, you can search for Let's Play Troopinum version 2, or you can do a search on my live streams for the couple of times I did play Troopinum version 2. But this is going to be Troopinum version 1.5, and so it's one of the earlier versions of Troopinum, and so it does not have as much content as Troopinum 2 does, but it's still made, or it was made by the same company, BSC Games, which closed their doors in 2013, so they're no longer around. I believe this game out in the year 2000, but don't worry, I'll have a link in the description below, so you can go to the Audio Games archive and read about this game, and there you can download it, and they do have tips and resources to help you run this game on Windows 11. Now, but I figured I would do this earlier version, that way it gives people a bit of a, if you're totally sighted, maybe you want to get an idea of what audio games are like without visuals. So it will refer to, at times, being on the screen, which means just imagine a black screen in front of you. That's all it is. But I like to call it the playing field. But either way, it really doesn't matter. But basically, you'll be hearing everything in stereo, so directional audio, and a bunch of audio cues, and of course digitized speech, recorded human speech and whatnot. So basically what this game is, it's just an audio Space Invaders game is what it is. Similar to Galaga, where you shoot the falling ships before they land and terminate your base. All right, with that said, and I should mention, I've been having trouble with OBS Studio, and for the millionth time I tried to record this, but whenever I would launch the game, it would stop recording. But I may have figured out it must have been a key conflict or something that I removed, so I think that might have fixed it. I should mention that if you are using JAWS for Windows, you should unload the screen reader or have it go to sleep before running the game. Otherwise, the JAWS keystrokes will interfere with the keyboard commands of the game, and then you can have it wake up when you exit the game. But if you're using NVDA, you won't have to worry about that issue. The only thing I would have, or would suggest that you do, is disable your keyboard echo so that it doesn't echo all the keys, with your NVDA command and the number 2 on the number O. But there we have it. So I'll go ahead and go into my start menu here, and I'll type in troop. There it is, troopinum.app or troopinum.app, and that's the one I want. So, with that said, I'll go ahead and press enter to start the game. Here we go.
Use your up and down arrow keys to select an option, then press enter. Start game.
Now let me go check and see if this is recording still, real quick. It sure is. Good. All right, now. So, so I fixed the little key conflict issue that I was having. So that's what that was. Okay, so here we are in the main menu, and she said to use your up and down arrow keys to go through the options, or to press enter to select one. So that's what we'll do. The first option is a start game.
Speed round.
The next one is speed round. This basically is just where it just puts you in a speed round where you have the most basic ships. Each time you shoot one, they get faster and faster and faster. Before one or two or three of them land, actually 4 of them land, you lose a life. In the regular game, if 4 ships land, you lose a life. And if you lose all 3 lives, it's game over. And unlike Troopinum version 2, there is no warning if you're about to lose a life. And there's no way to get an extra life either.
Change speed. Change options.
Change options, I'll go through that in a little bit.
Learn game sounds.
And that's where you can learn the various sounds.
View top 10 scores.
That's where you can look at your top 10 scores locally on your computer.
Send score to blindsoftware.com.
As I said earlier, that doesn't work because you can send your score to BSC Games, or formerly known as Blind Software. That being said, their doors have closed, like I said. I don't think that this works, and if it does, I don't know where it posts the scores. Let's keep going.
Test speaker settings.
That's where you can test your speaker settings. I'll get to that in a second.
Quit game and exit.
And that's where you can quit the game and exit. Now, you can press home and end
Start game. Quit game and exit.
to go to the top and bottom of the menus. And you can press escape to back out of a menu or quit the game entirely. All right,
Test speaker settings.
let's go to test speaker settings here.
This should be your left speaker. This should be your right speaker. If your speaker settings are correct, press Y. Otherwise, press N.
So you probably heard it go from left to right. But if not, if you heard it go from right to left in your stereo field, that means your speakers and headphones are swapped. And I recommend swapping them to make sure that they are normally positioned. That way you don't have to worry about anything else in the future. But one nice thing about BSC titles is that they allow you to accommodate your speaker setup. So you just press N if your speaker settings are going from right to left. Now in my case, they are correct, going from left to right. So I'm just going to press Y for yes.
Your speaker settings have been saved. Use your up and down arrow keys to select an option, then press enter. Start game.
And I forgot to turn my keyboard echo off. Okay, there we go.
Change options.
Let's go to change options here.
Use your up and down arrow keys to select an option and press enter to change it. Hyperactive sides off.
Now you can toggle these with the enter key.
On. Off.
Hyperactive sides will cause you to bounce around the playing field as you reach the most left and rightmost parts of the screen or play field. I don't personally like that, so I could turn it off. But then again, it might be fun if you like to try it or whatnot, so give it a go.
Speak background ambience on.
The only other option is speak background ambience, and what this does, it just plays sounds randomly in your left and rightmost part of the stereo field. Now, I like this. I think adds a bit of texture to the atmosphere, so to overall the game atmosphere, if you will. So I keep it on.
Return to main menu.
All right, let's go back to the main menu.
Use your up and down arrow keys to select an option, then press enter. Start game.
All right, let's go to learn game sounds.
Learn. Use your up and down arrow keys to hear the various sounds. Enemy ship number 1.
Okay, this is enemy ship number 1, and all these things do is they just descend in a straight line.
Enemy ship number 1 hit.
And that's what it sounds like when you kill it.
Enemy ship
Next
number
one.
2.
These ones ascend instead of descend, and you definitely want to shoot these for sure.
Enemy ship number 2 hit.
And that's what it sounds like when you kill it. However, if you don't reach it in time,
Enemy ship number 2 reaches top of screen.
then it'll reach the top of the screen, and in that case, you'll lose points. Now, I don't know the scoring system very well, so there's ways to lose points, such as the enemy ship number 2 reaching the top of the screen, such as you missing with your vertical laser, ships landing, losing life, etc. There's ways to lose points as well as gain points. And it all depends on the difficulty level E as well. Okay, next one.
Enemy ship number 3.
Ow. That's kind of ear piercing. Anyway, so enemy ship number 3. These things, there's something a little different about them.
Enemy ship hit, but not destroyed.
Exactly. So they take 2 hits to kill, and each time you hit them for the first time, they'll make that noise, and then they'll bounce around to another portion of the screen. The way you could tell that ships are descending vertically or ascending vertically is the pitch. If they are decreasing in pitch, frequency, that means they are descending. And like if ship number 2, the only one that rises, you'll hear the pitch rise as well. And then horizontal means is that it goes from left to right. So enemy ship number 3, when you hit it, the first time it'll bounce to another part of the screen, making you chase it down.
Enemy ship number 3 hit.
And that's what it sounds like when you kill it. Excuse me. Okay, last one.
Enemy ship number 4.
Last one of the ships, that is. And this is enemy ship number 4. These things just hover in one spot, and then they'll warp horizontally and vertically to somewhere else on the screen. And they do it twice before landing, so these things are an absolute pain.
Enemy ship number 4 hit.
And that's what it sounds like when you kill it. All right, let's continue.
Enemy ship lands.
And that's what it sounds like when a ship lands. Again, if 4 of those land, you lose a life. If you lose 3 lives, it's game over.
Next level reached.
That's what it sounds like when you go to the next level.
Warp to previous level.
Now, there is an item in this game that could make that happen, making you go to the previous level. So I'll talk about that in a moment.
At edge of screen.
That's what it sounds like when you hit the edge of the playfield, provided you do not have hyperactive sides turned on, which I don't.
Ship centered.
Now, that's a constant beeping sound that goes beep, 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 whenever a ship is centered, letting you know you can blast it to pieces.
Special item being dropped.
Ah, yes, special items. You center them just like ships and blast them with the control key.
Special item has been obtained.
And that's what happens when you shoot the item, you obtain it.
Cancel use of special item.
And so you can use an item and then if you want and then cancel it to go back to your laser.
No special items available.
And that's what happens when you don't have any more items in your arsenal.
Special item centered.
And that's what happens when the item is centered. It sounds different from when a ship is centered. That way you can identify them a lot easier. Okay, here are the special items.
Super laser.
So the super laser, it shoots a nice distance. It's a nice horizontal distance, so you don't have to have the ship vertically centered, perfectly centered. And it comes with 5 shots, so you can use some and then cancel and maybe use some more later. So it's very handy.
Smart bomb.
The smart bomb is nice because if you're in a big fix and the ships are so many of them descending towards you, you can use the smart bomb, and then that way it'll clear the playfield and make things easier for you. And finally,
Portal.
And this portal, this is the item that I was talking about that will cancel out the level and take you to the next level, but the alternate effect that you want to be aware of, it will warp you, or it could warp you to the previous level. All right, let's go back to the main menu.
Return to main. Use your up and down. Start.
Let's go to
game.
start game.
Use your up and down arrow keys to select the difficulty level. Then press enter. Easy.
There's easy,
Normal.
insane,
Return to
and
main
return to
menu.
menu. I'm going to go with easy.
Easy.
The difficulty levels, they basically just determine how fast the ships descend, how fast the gameplay is, how hard it is, etc. Now, basically, excuse me, the game structure, or of the level structure, basically it's 3 sections, and each section has 4 waves or levels for a total of 12. Now, I will mention that on wave 4 of every section, there are what's called boss ships, and these things are very wimpy, but you'll get a couple of them, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of them at at different moments in the wave that will appear. Again, they take one hit to kill on easy, but perhaps on higher difficulty levels they take more hits to kill. And so yeah. And once you hit the last boss ship of that wave, then that'll complete that level. And there's also a Meteorites bonus level after wave 4. I should mention one thing. There are MIDI files in this game, and unfortunately, they don't seem to play right for some reason. It still uses the old Microsoft GS Wavetable synth. For those of you who are not musically or MIDI inclined, just bypass all that garble. But for those of you who know what I'm talking about, you'll hear it. Unless it decides to behave itself, but I don't think it's going to. I know these games are no longer supported, so unfortunately, that means that, yeah. Anyway, so.
Easy.
All right. I'm going to choose easy, and let's get started. Here we go. Alright, here we are. Level 1, we got some music playing. We can't turn the music off. There's a ship to my right. I'm going to hit the right arrow until it's centered. Now I'm going to hit control key to blast it to pieces. Same on the left. I'm going to hit the left arrow until it's centered with that beeping sound. Going to blast it with the control key. Now, unlike for Troopinum version 2, you can't hold down the arrow keys. You have to tap them. Constantly tapping the arrow keys to get the ship to center. If you want to check your score, you can press shift and it'll give you your score and the wave that you're on.
1,100 points. Wave 1.
If you want to speak the score in digits, press the shift key twice really fast.
1,100 points. Wave 1.
To check number of ships landed and lives remaining, press the enter key.
0 ships landed, 3 lives remaining.
So yeah. There's no way to check how many items are and what are in your arsenal. Next level.
Wave 2.
Okay, you're gonna get multiple ships that appear at once. And you're hearing all the ambient sounds because the speak background ambience option is turned on, which I like. So that's basically the premise of this game. It sure is under attack. All right. Okay, you can press Alt during level transitions to pause the game. Unfortunately, you can't pause it during gameplay. But to unpause it, you just press the Alt key again.
500 points. Wave 3. I
should mention that if you are listening to the score during a level transmission, if you press control key, it'll interrupt the speech. So if you want to do that. Alright, here we go. Alright, ship number 2. These are the rising ones. So it's pretty tame right now, but it will get crazy later on. Oh, there's a special item. It's centered. I'm going to hit it. And it just told me the item that I got, which is a smart bomb. To use your item, to go through your items, you would use the up and down arrow keys, and it would tell you your items. Next level.
2,500 points. Wave 4.
And then you just use the item like normal by pressing the control key. And then to cancel an item, you hit the space bar. That sound, I'm hitting the edge of the playfield. There's a boss ship. I'm getting a little sloppy here. Oh, there was another boss ship that just crossed my path. Oh, there's another one. All right. Bonus level.
1,700 points.
Bonus round. Shoot the falling meteorites for extra points.
All right, we're gonna shoot some meteorites. Here we go. Nice.
Wave 5.
All right. These MIDI files are not playing correctly. Here we go. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. These are enemy ship number 3s, and these are the ones are the multi-shot ships. They take 2 hits to kill. Probably more on higher difficulty levels. The music has changed too, so that's kind of nice. Honestly, I don't think these music loops are all that great, but for a game like this, I guess it really doesn't matter.
$2,625 points. Wave 6.
Oh yeah. At some point, I will start to get trigger happy because, I mean, it's getting a little crazy already. Oh, special item. Oh yeah. Those are handy. Super lasers.
Wave 7.
Alright, there are the enemy ship number 4s. The bouncy ones. There's one of the boss ships. Yeah, I just took it out. These number 4 ships, these are the bouncy ones. They're getting crazy now. All right.
32,385 points. Wave 9.
Last intermission. Last section, I should say. Yeah. Now this is where things get crazy. If they haven't been crazy enough already as it is. And sorry about the clicky keyboard. There's not much I can do about that. This is a mechanical keyboard. And my setup is not the best. So the music changed once again. Again, the loops. Nice. As I was saying, maybe as I was saying, the music in this game are not the best, but they're okay. I mean, but for what this game is, I guess it really doesn't matter. Oh boy. One of the ships just landed. Oh boy. Oh, this is the part I hate. Whoa! I'm just absolutely trigger happy right now. So I did not get any portals, but that's okay. Had to use a smart bomb. Crap. Got no more items left. No more items left. Oh my goodness. This is crazy.
Congratulations, you have won.
Wow, I did it.
Your final score is
215,527 points.
And this is the ending music, which I'm gonna skip it.
Use your up and down arrow keys to select an option, then press enter. Start game.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just hit escape to exit the game.
Thanks for playing.
All right, so that's it. That was Troopinum version 1.5. Sorry about my stuttering. I get a little nervous with these recordings sometimes, but I love doing them because I just enjoy doing this type of stuff because I know there's people there who enjoy it and whatnot. And if you happen to enjoy it, you can like this video if you want. You go and subscribe and whatnot. And that being said, I hope you enjoyed this game and this presentation of Troopinum version 1.5. Take care, everybody. Until next time.